Oh, today I'm going to focus on the dismantling and what's currently going on, what to expect, and what you can do to navigate through it. I was shown a vision of a big boulder going through a building. And so I asked Spirit, what does that mean? Why are you showing me this? And so Spirit really helped me understand that what we're dismantling, because of what it is that we're dealing with right now, the dark, the evil, and just how long it's been around, they've been around, and all the chaos and destruction and just horrible things that they have done for many years and are still currently doing. It's not about just bringing it to the light. It's literally about destroying it, dismantling it. And so what I was shown is that what we're currently experiencing, it's not something, for example, where you just go into a house and then you clean it, you clear it out. And see, so why we're experiencing it very intensely is because it's literally being demolished first, destroyed, and then having to deal with the aftermath, like the bulldozer going through a building. So it's first a hard impact, and then there's destruction. Another example is, an earthquake, a massive earthquake. It shakes everything up, destroys many things, and then we're going to have to deal with the aftermath of clearing everything first before we can start rebuilding. And so right now, the bulldozer has gone through, and it is chaotic. There's chaos everywhere, from people being injured due to the poison that they're inserting. And so that, as I said before, is going to we're going to start seeing the effects of that, because people are being affected by it already. They are covering it up, but because it's going to be massive, sadly, more and more people that have had it for a few months are going to start feeling the effects of it. And so we're going to start seeing a lot more of that happening. I personally do know of someone that has crossed over due to it. So I know it is something that is unfortunate and is happening. So it's not something that I'm just saying could be. They're just not allowing us to speak about it. But again, I do know of someone that has crossed because of it. And so we're going to be seeing more of that. And with that also is going to come the process of then clearing everything up, as I said. That includes making choices of like, what is it that you want in your life, and then start clearing that. I'm associating it with like debris, right? But it's literally stuff that is not functioning anymore for ourselves, for our family, for our health. So we're gonna be needing to make those decisions like pretty rapidly here. And whereas before there was the illusion that you had a choice, it's not a choice. It is coercion. People are coming together, as most of you have seen, and are finally banding, linking up to where they realize that it is about resisting and making choices that are for the greater good of humanity for the long term, not just for the now. And so that's part of the clearing, right? it's like there's the destruction happened, the devastation happened, and now they realize, okay, if I don't make decisions based on what is good for me, not only today but in the future, for myself, for my family, there is no future. And so the clearing and the cleaning up is going to start with not only the choices that we need to make, but also the healing process. The healing process for those who have received it and are then now going to start looking for options of how they can minimize the effects or become at least, healthier. And this goes back to some of the stuff that I talked about in the past with detoxing and learning how to maintain their body, their immune system. But now it's in a different understanding. It's not just an understanding, it's an understanding that the choices that they make from here on out are important for them, for their quality of life. And so that's again part of the clearing and the cleaning up that we're going to be stepping into. We pretty much already did start that, and that's why again more people are banding together now and resisting and finally standing together, speaking up. This is what we were waiting for. And so now we're starting to clear up the debris, so to speak. And the healing process is going to be very, very important, much more now than ever. So that includes going back to the original, the base, the root of caring for ourselves, our mental health. It's really looking for a support system so that you can work through and process emotions and any stress, anything that is really affecting the way that you are just making choices, moving about your daily life. You want to make sure that you're able to process and then integrate it into where we're at today, because it's not where we were even last month anymore. Things have rapidly shifted, and it's going to continue to intensify, as I've been saying. Unfortunately, we do have more of that because it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of work for us to clear everything out, as far as all the, the damage that has been done to humanity, in order for us to start on a fresh foundation. They've been doing this for many years, and so there's a lot of damage that we need to work through. But unless we work through it, then we can't, I'll use the analogy, plant new seeds and expect a new harvest to come from it. We plant seeds with the same dirty soil that has been polluted and poisoned, then we're going to get the same type of crops. And so we're going to repeat what we're working so hard to eliminate right now, that we're working so hard to dismantle and bring up to the light. So we have to tend to the soil and do everything completely different. And this goes back to that message where I said, Mother Earth needs our help too, because then she's going to help us. Well, this is why. Because in order for us to start fresh, we really need to clear everything from the foundation so that we can build. And that's going to take some time. That's going to take, what I see is at least 2 years, minimum 2 years. Doesn't mean that for 2 years it's going to be this difficult, but it is going to take a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of community coming together, and just a lot of inner strength. So that's why the inner work is very, very important. And finding that support system, that community, it's time for you to find it now. So you're going to notice that a lot of people have cleared and left you, left your life, and or you have chosen to eliminate and clear people out of your life. I know I have. There's so many people that disappeared from my life because me guiding you guys through this was too much for them. It became overwhelming. Even though my purpose has always been from a place of, my heart to guide you guys, to help you guys, to give you guys support, insight, so that you can best navigate through these times. Not everybody really understood. They didn't understand that my part of my calling, my assignment here has been divinely, put in place for me in this timeline, in this lifetime, because it is very important for humanity to really know how to navigate through these times. And so those people who weren't ready to receive it, like I said last message, who didn't have eyes to see and ears to hear, I pretty much would trigger them, or they got overwhelmed, and a lot of people unfollowed me. A lot of people have left my life, didn't support me through my difficult times. And so you're going to notice that this probably happened to you as well. That's okay. That's Creator's way of protecting you, but also it's that clean slate that I'm talking about. Moving forward, we have to only be around and surrounded with and by those people that are sharing that same understanding of what community is, what support looks like, not just one way, both ways. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Okay, so start making the decision and choices on who's giving you that support, who's really aware of where we're at right now, because otherwise they're going to be pulling on you for you to carry them, and you can't do that right now. Otherwise, you're going to be drained, constantly trying to carry everyone on your shoulders, or they're going to be talking or attacking you and still draining your energy, because they don't realize what you're doing is really trying to help them out as well. And so Creator is going to be clearing people from your life that are just pretty much blocking your growth, and just allow it. It's a hard process, but at the end of the day, those who are meant to come back into your life will, once they've done their work, because again, it's about doing the work. So once they've done their work, they will have the eyes to see and ears to hear what you've been saying all along, and really get it. They're going to understand it from a place of heart and not of fear, and they're going to want to be on board with helping, because they're going to say, oh my God, okay, I get it now. This is what you've been talking about and saying. But when someone's not ready, all they hear is whatever they hear, but that just means that it wasn't their time to receive the message. So make sure that you are working on yourself. Continue to prepare and have some reserves, because I do feel that we may still go through a time where you want to make sure you have provisions for at least a month, is what I'm hearing. I feel maybe a little bit longer, but again, it's all just on preparing, and it's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. So I don't want you guys going crazy and panicking, nothing like that. It's just preparation. Because as you guys have seen, everything that I spoke into has happened. It has maybe been off, on timeline, but I guess it's supposed to be like that. I tried not to give you guys dates and times, because those change. However, everything that I have said has happened. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen, unfortunately. So just be prepared, and still stay connected in your prayer, as always. Allow you to have God source in your heart, in your spirit, in your energy, because that's where you're going to get your strength. With that said, I will give you this message. I had not been receiving downloads or connecting with any of my other spirit helpers that much, because I knew it was very important to only bring you messages from Creator for a long time, because that's how people were going to know who to trust. And I had said this a while back. However, it is important that you guys know that there are other spirit helpers that help us, like the angels, our ancestors, and they are of good energy. They're of God energy, unlike what other people try to tell you. And the reason why they might be telling you that is because they try to make you believe that you don't have anybody that you can turn to, or that you don't have an army of soldiers in spirit world, so you won't call upon them, so that we are weaker, because those people do conjure and talk to and bring in their helpers, but they don't want us doing that because they don't want us to be strong. And so it's important that you know you have protectors on the other side, and they're here, and they want you to know that you can call upon them, and that they're with us, and that they haven't gone anywhere, and they're working hard for us and with us. I have been given a message from the star beings, and they want us to know they are working hard in regards to the dismantling, and they're doing their best to intervene without being seen. And so they're doing things where they're blending in, and some people are aware of them, but for the most part, they're using our technology to be able to help us dismantle their agenda, but also to protect us and to help us heal through things. So I just wanted to give you guys that. And other than that, just many blessings. I love you guys, and continue to stay in your heart. Aho.